Yeah, Kiran.
Perfect. So one request, actually we have a well-designed curriculum, but as I said, my laptop got crashed. So I have a soft copy. I just quickly prepared for today, but I will explain in detail. Don't worry about it. However, if you have any questions between, okay, feel free to ask. Right. So today we're going to talk about the benefits setup. So what are the concepts we're going to cover as part of our benefit sessions? First, we'll talk about a overview of benefits. So here, what is meant by benefits? How benefits are different from compensation? Is it a monetary benefits or not? Okay. So what is the difference between compensation and benefits? Because compensation is a different one. Benefits is a different one. Benefits is nothing but addition. Okay, benefits is nothing but addition. And then we'll discuss in detail about overview of benefits and how the benefits are different for country to country, each country. That also we'll discuss. Then after benefit providers. So in Workday, if you want to create a plan, we have some prerequisites. Or you can also call it as components required. In order to complete a benefit plan, or to create a benefit plan, we need components. So benefit provider is one of the component mandatory in order to create a benefit plan. So what do you mean by benefit provider here? The benefit provider is nothing but the provider who is providing the benefits to an employee. For example, MetLife, LIC, Aviva, these are all providers. Employer will pay benefit amounts or percentages directly to the MetLife. Similarly, employee also will pay directly amount to the MetLife. So MetLife is a provider. Whenever, so for example, let's take a life insurance. The employee has insured him or herself. The employee needs some a medical urgency of around 10,000 US dollars. Now, who is going to pay the 10,000 US dollars? Not the employer, not the employer, nor the employee. The provider has to pay because employer, employee paid that amount to the provider, right? The provider has to pay to this employee. So how to create providers? What are the details are required that will cover under benefit providers? Then after we have benefit coverage types. This is one of the again an additional component in order to create a benefit plan and mandatory. What is this mean coverage types? In Workday, we have different types of coverage types. Around six coverage types we have. Healthcare, spending account, exclusive for USA, HSA, sorry, insurance, retirement, and additional benefit group. So we have six types of coverage types. For example, your client asks you to create a retirement plan. Okay, your client is asked you to create a 401k retirement plan, or pension retirement plan, or provident fund retirement plan. This is the coverage for you. Your client asks you to create an insurance plan to insure employees, spouse, dependents, etc. Then this is the coverage type for you. Healthcare, spending account, HSA exclusive for USA. Okay. So based on that, based on the client requirement, we have to identify this benefit plan is going to be sit in which coverage. Nothing but classification. Okay. Plans will be classified based on these coverage types. So here we're going to talk in detail about the benefit coverage types. So in which we have to create the coverage type, and also do you want to display the contribution amount of employee or you want to hide? Do you want to display the employer contribution or you want to hide? Do you want to allow the employee to split the percentage also or you want to hide? Who is covered as part of this benefit coverage types? So those details. And is it a mandatory coverage type? These are all details we have to configure on the benefit coverage types. One of the important one. Then benefit group. The name itself says benefit group. Grouping all employees into a group. For example, in US, you are giving benefit plans only for regular employees. Remember, only for regular employees, not for casual employees. Which means you have to group all your regular employees onto one benefit group. And condition United States of America. Country equal to United States of America and employee type equal to regular. This condition you have to build. So what happens whenever you're giving this benefit plan to this group, you have to use this group in order to make them eligible for the plan. Okay. So benefit group is mandatory. Benefit group is mandatory. Again, it is also one of the component. This is the component in order to create a benefit plan. This is also one of the component mandatory, and this is also one of the mandatory component. Grouping employees in order to eligible for the plans, we require benefit group. Then what is worker plan eligibility? Okay, worker plan eligibility is optional in Workday. Benefit plans, this is optional. Then why we have? Though it is optional. Let's take a scenario. So you have created a group called you have created a benefit group called United States of America. You include all the employees in United States of America and regular. Okay, you have created an eligibility rule. Employees in USA and condition employee type of regular. All regular employees in USA is a group. Among them, your client asks you to create a plan where the employee has dependent and dependent age is not greater than 26 years. Group identifies the country level and worker plan eligibility. See the requirement. Your client asks you to create an eligibility for a dependent whosoever less than 26 years of age. So again, you are creating an additional criteria here in the group, and again you are keeping a filter. Only the employees who is having dependents less than equal to 26 years of age, they are only eligible. So in that requirements, we can use eligibility. Another example. Only employees working in Chicago, they are eligible for healthcare. Just giving a random example. So you have to create an eligibility rule based on the location equal to Chicago. This is further eligibility on top of group, but this is optional. Dependent eligibility. Okay, dependent eligibility. Who are all eligible for this plan? Child, spouse, parents, grandparents, or only employee. We require to create dependent eligibility also based on the requirement. Normally, dependent eligibility rule will be in the scope only for healthcare and insurance. Healthcare insurance only we have scope for dependent eligibility. Then after healthcare targets, okay, healthcare targets are nothing but we have to create the relationship types: son, father, mother, spouse, employee plus two child, employee plus one child. They are nothing but targets. Who is eligible for the healthcare? That also we require to create. Similarly, insurance coverage. As I said, health and insurance requires only the dependents. That's why we have this target concept here. When now the dependent is coming in, you have to create either one of them based on the requirement. Insurance coverage targets. Let's say an employer giving an insurance plan to an employee and also ask the employee to enroll their dependents. So now employee will be enrolled, employee spouse will be enrolled, employee's children also will be enrolled, right? So these are nothing but coverage targets, employee, child, etc. Then after we'll talk about benefit related business processes like change benefit elections. Then after passive events, change benefit for life event, COBRA eligibility rules, all business process related to benefits we'll discuss, and how to grant a COBRA, that also we'll do. Then after open enrollment. So any idea what it mean by open enrollment? Vijay or Chandra? Open enrollment. The name it
So
says
like if
open.
there is certain benefits which can
No,
employee. The benefit which is ready to enroll people, say for example, if we are going to start a benefit in particular date, so it is ready to enroll, we can call it as an open enrollment, right?
Right. So let me give an example. Let's say the employer every year in the fiscal, look, let's say every year in the March, they're allowing the employees to enroll in a certain benefit plans. Okay. So what they will do, they will identify the benefit group, who are all eligible for the open enrollment. And as a Ben admin, will initiate the open enrollment. Once we initiate the open enrollment, nothing but a window, and we'll ask the employees, hey, in the March we are initiating the open enrollment, and this window is going to be closed in the April end. So make sure you enroll yourself or your eligible dependents in this period. After April, the open enrollment is going to be closed and no longer available to enroll. These kind of instructions we have to give. So what setup we need in the open enrollment? What are the reports we require to run before initiating the open enrollment? How to manage the in progress transaction whosoever already in the benefit changes? How to hold an employee in the open enrollment, how to cancel the open enrollment, how to send out a reminders when you're going to close a window, you require to send a reminder saying that in this year, this open enrollment window is going to be closed so on so date, request you to enroll your dependents or else you're going to lose the eligibility. This kind of reminders we have to send. So all the setup is it's like a bunch of tasks. Just showing one task here open enrollment because a bunch of tasks we have to set up. We have to create an event, open enrollment event. You have to set up an enrollment event rule. You have to create a plan year definition. Okay. Then you have to create a group for exclusive for open enrollment. Then you have to run a report. Then initiate the open enrollment, and you have to send out the notifications or reminders to an employee. And then after once the calendar is completed, our window is closed, then after you have to close the open enrollment window, okay, by confirm. And again you have to run the report to make sure who has availed the plan, who is not availed the plan, who is not eligible for the plan. This is such a big task. Okay, that also we'll discuss in detail, as I said. Then after we'll talk about the events, the benefit events. So benefit event is a mandatory setup. It's nothing but a reason why are you assigning or giving a benefit to an employee. An employee might be terminated, no longer that employee is eligible for the plan. We have to create a benefit event called termination. A newly hired employee may be eligible for certain benefit plans, which means the new hire is a reason. An employee is promoted, transferred, relocated, transferred, the employee might be benefit plans might be affected. That is nothing but change benefits or admin corrections. So we have to create some events with reasons. Okay, that will fall under benefit events. Then after enrollment event rules, this is nothing but a centralized control. Okay, centralized control. Like how many plans an employee can avail. Only one plan can be default. At what scenario the employee can lose the benefit plan. How many days the employee has to wait in order to get the eligibility for the plan. All the rules will create in the enrollment event rules. Okay, we'll create in the enrollment event rules. Then after, this is also one of the big tasks, passive event. So far, the benefit plans, you have to assume you are a consultant. You have to assign a plan to an employee, or Ben admin has to assign a plan to an employee, or you can initiate the open enrollment and ask the employee to enroll themselves, employee self-service. Apart from these three, we have a different scenario called passive event. Assign the benefit plan to an employee without any user intervention. Let me repeat. Assign a benefit plan to an employee without any user intervention. Example, your client has to create a plan once the employee dependent. Okay, let's take this scenario. The employee is no longer eligible for the plan once the employee triggered 50 years of age. Okay, employee is no longer eligible for the plan once the employee's age triggers 50 years. So in this scenario, are we going to check all the employees and every day we'll calculate the date of birth and we'll go manually each employee and we'll waive the plan? No,
No.
not required. It's a very big task on daily basis. So we have certain conditions you can write passive event rules. You have to write a rule. employee age greater than equal to 50, and bring the rule under passive event. So once you bring that, of course, you have to do a few setups as well, and we have to schedule it. What happens? Every day at certain time, it will run. It will run behind the screen. And it will identifies whosoever age is greater than 50, and it will automatically waive the plan for the employees. Automatically, employee will lose eligibility for the plan. We don't need to for that. We need a passive event. In simple, user intervention. Without any user intervention, you can use passive event to assign a plan, to delete a plan, or to waive a plan. Then after auto enroll, it's not a big setup. It's just a one checkbox. In fact, of course, in enrollment event rules we have to create. For every benefit plans, you have an option called auto enroll. Okay, why this auto enroll? Some plans are mandatory. Let's say a country like United States of America. So let's say 401k or flexible spending accounts. Okay, so few plans are mandatory. So in India, the Provident Fund is mandatory. So when you ask the employee, hey, this is the benefit plan, could you please enroll yourself? Sometimes some employees may not be enrolled. At the year end, employer will be in trouble. The legal officer, sorry, what do you call it? The employee related office may ask, hey, why you are not giving benefits to this employee? As you know, if you have more than 15 numbers, you should give the benefits to the employees. Why this employee is not available? Employer gave the opportunity to the employee to enroll themselves, but they are not responded. To skip these things, identify the mandatory plans. So you have to select auto enroll. Once the employee is hired, trigger the plan. Automatically, the employee no need to enroll, auto enroll. The employee will be auto enroll. Only employee has to review. Hey, so that the employee will be aware. Okay, this plan has been assigned to me. Okay, and he can adjust the amounts if required. There are plan year definitions. So this is one of the important setup. Though it is not highlighted by Workday, one of the important setup. Why I'm saying one of the important, though you have set up all the 18 items except the plan year definition, it's not going to be work. So we have to say start of period, end of period. When this plan year definition is going to be start, when these benefit plans are going to be end, tentative dates in fact. Okay, so we have to give that plan year definition. Then only your plans will be active to the worker. For example, so I have given 2019 December is the end date for the benefit plans. Once the calendar triggers to 2020 Jan 1st, no employees will have benefit plans because I given the condition here, a rule here saying that till the plans will be effective from 2019 December 31st. From 1st 2020 onwards, no employee will have benefits. You have to extend that date. We'll talk once we start our session. Then after enrollment instructions. Sometimes some healthcare plans, insurance plans, we have to give instructions to an employees. Hey, this period you are eligible for this plan. So go ahead and enroll yourself. Or you can give a link. Under that link, you can give a document, your company policy document. Okay, for that we can use instructions. So the employee will go to the instructions and employee herself or she will be aware of the plan or what are the instructions they have to. Then after electronic signature, electronic signature is nothing but a checkbox. You will go through all the instructions, and you say yes, I abide. Yes, I agree. I agree all the instructions given by employer. And as per the company policy, I'm aware in this benefit plans. So that setup we have to do. Then after individual rates, this is an interesting concept. So far, okay, individual rates are nothing but you can maintain minimum maximum amounts, minimum maximum percentages and amounts in Workday benefit plans itself. However, let's assume your client is using already a third-party system for benefits. Let's take SAP HCM or SuccessFactors. But primary HCM is Workday. Okay, primary HCM is Workday. The client has given a separate system for benefits called SuccessFactors. Now, what the client said, hey, I'm not going to maintain an employee rates in Workday. I already maintain my SuccessFactors. However, in order to reduce the confusions, bring those amounts from SuccessFactors to the Workday. Okay, that's back to the work. Of course, integration work we are not going to, but we should know where exactly uh, the integration required. So here we maintain the individual rates for an employees. You are not allowing employees to enroll. Sorry, you are not allowing employees to give the rates, but externally you can give from the external system. Okay, there's nothing but individual rates. Apart from this, we will also discuss cross dependencies policies. For example, so we assume we have benefit plan A, ben, benefit plan A. Also, we have benefit plan B. Sometimes what happens, the client may have a different requirement. If any employee availing benefit plan A, then mandatory they have to avail benefit plan B also. Okay. If any employee avail benefit A, that employee must be also take benefit B as well. In that case, we have to create cross-plan dependency. Other way, an employee might be eligible for either one of the five, but not both. The employee has to enroll either Ben A or Ben B. If employee enrolling Ben A, Ben B both, okay, either one of the plans you can have. In that case, we need cross-dependence policy. That is also benefit report. What are the mandatory reports you need to run in order to make the setup is good? That also helps. Any questions here? Any explain? Chandra or Vijay?
No, Kiran.
Fine, Kiran.
Okay. No questions or no examples?
No.
Okay. So this is what we are going to talk. The benefit is one of the complex module in Workday, similar to payroll. Payroll, at least we have calculations, but one of the interesting module too. And these benefits in Workday, you can configure benefits to the entire world. I mean, what I'm trying to
Global.
say, yeah,
Global.
global setup can be taken here. Okay, it's not restricted to any one of the country. Okay, but only one thing, we have US specific called EAF or EAP. Uh, Only that setup I haven't worked, so that only I'm excluding. Rest of things I'm covering everything.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Okay. So Raju sir, any questions from your side?
What are the modules that we are going to see now, Kiran?
Yeah, this is about the benefit, and if my organizer can permit me, I will also going to explain the absence as well.
He said absence benefit.
Oh, okay. Then you guys already discussed. Then I can continue, not a problem. And one request, as I said, I already prepared a well document. Unfortunately, my system got crashed, so I will explain you on the document itself. But however, I will share the documents maybe by tomorrow once my system is ready.
Okay, Kiran.
Yes, brother.
Yeah.
So, what is the plan? So, what time?
Sure, sure. I will explain absence as well, sir. Then
No,
after we'll
no.
talk about the timings.
I'm talking about what time you're going to take class. So, how we
Hmm.
follow.
That
So,
is the
that is
only
mandatory.
exactly. That is the only one thing we have to discuss. We'll talk first. Let me explain absence. I'll come back to the schedule as well.
Okay.
Yeah. The absence, interesting and also little dry. Why I'm saying little dry means there are only two components you have to explore. That's it. Either leave of time or alternately the time of time. Okay, let's discuss. So first we'll talk about overview of absence, and then we'll discuss about differences,